everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So this video is coming a little late. Today is Sunday the 29th, I think. Is it the 29th? Now I am doubting myself. Yeah, the 29th. And I am going to do a cash envelope stuffing video for you guys. As some of you know, if you just watched my budget with me video for this week, I have been in the hospital with my son for the last week, a little over a week. So he just was released yesterday. So now I'm just kind of trying to play catch up. He's home now and he's getting a lot better. So I am going to go ahead and jump right into my envelope video for this week so I can get my envelopes filled, as they're looking pretty sad. Okay, so I'm going to start with debt, and like always, these amounts that I'm writing down are a weekly amount. So this is not my whole monthly bill, it's just 1 week, so basically a quarter of that bill, because I do get paid on a weekly basis. And I do have in my mini budget series, I have a video explaining how to do this and how you can get your bills to align across your paychecks. So we're just going to go ahead and get started here. So the first debt payment that I have is Capital One, and that weekly amount is $42.50. Next is PayPal, and that one is $9.25. Next is OneMain, and that one is $76.25. Next is Apple, and this one is $6.75. Next is Kohl's, also $6.75. And ending it with my car payment, which is $153. And now going back to the budget series that I was just talking about, I was supposed to have episode 2 up this past Monday, but obviously there was some unexpected things and I wasn't able to get it up, so that will be coming out very shortly, hopefully. It might just be, then episode 3 might be delayed a little bit too, but just bear with me, I will get caught back up, I promise. Alright, so we're just going to add up these debt amounts here. This is always the depressing part, because $294.50 is what I could be using for a debt snowball, or, well, obviously if I didn't have that I wouldn't have any debt, but for savings or something fun, but it's obviously going to debt. So that's always sad, but I guess it is what it is. Next is going to be bills. So the first one that I have is Hulu, which this weekly amount is $12.25. Next is Verizon. And I've explained this before, but I am kind of in the middle of switching plans on Verizon. That's why it's only $5 a week right now. It will go back up to the normal amount, but I'm kind of liking that it is what it is right now. Insurance, this would be my car insurance, which is $20. My kids' school lunch account, I just put the same amount in it every month, and then that usually seems to cover them. That's $70, or no, that's a monthly amount. The weekly amount is $17.50. I hate writing on the whiteout after I've done it. It does not go very good. And then the last one is tumbling. for my daughter, which is $31.50. So we will go ahead and add these ones up. So $86.25. Okay, next we move on to expenses. So the first expense for me is rent, and it's $50 a week, so obviously that would equal to $200 a month. And the reason it's so inexpensive is because I live in a house that my family owns, so it's obviously not as much as you would pay normally, but I'm appreciative that they do that. Next would be gas. And so I am going to give myself, oh wait, no, I already got gas. Because of all the running back and forth, or going to Des Moines, it kind of messed up my gas a little bit, so I had to do some unbudgeted, but I'm not going to give myself anything for gas this week because I just filled up yesterday before we came home, so I won't need gas again until I get paid next Friday, the 4th, so I'm going to do nothing for gas, and same with groceries. I still have last week's grocery money because he was put in the hospital, or transferred to the hospital on Monday the 23rd, and Mondays are usually the day I go to the grocery store, and then we were there all week, so I didn't go to the grocery store at all this past week, so I'm just going to use that same $80 that I had last week. I'm just going to roll it over to this week and not use any extra money for groceries, which is actually going to work because, I'll just show you guys here quick. So he was in the hospital this whole week, and so because of that, I didn't have very much PTO at work, so, and I stayed down there with him the whole time. It was 3 hours away from where we live, and so I had a lot of unpaid time this week. So because of that, I obviously will have less of an income for this week. So that kind of helps that I'm not taking out additional money for groceries and gas. So that'll save me about $120 that I would have normally taken out. So groceries, I erased the 80 because I wanted to put 0, and then I wrote it again. That's what happens when you talk and try to write at the same time. Doesn't work. So 0 for groceries, and spending for the week, I'm just going to give myself 20 when I normally do 60. So we're just going to do 20 for that. So that'll save me a little bit as well. So total for expenses just for this week, because it was kind of a strange, unexpected week, is going to be 70. Next we're going to move up to sinking funds. I have 3 different sinking funds. The first one is car maintenance, which I always put in 10. Next one is kids, which I do 20. And Christmas, which I also do 20. And it's crazy to think that Christmas is not all that far away. Can't believe that October is going to be in a few days. So for sinking funds, we are at 50. Okay, so now for income. So for my full-time job, and like I said, oh wait, that'll be next week. Next Friday when I do this, I will not have as much to put in here because I will be being paid for this week, which I got a lot of unpaid time. So this one is normal, so $537 for my normal full-time job. And then Hold on just a second here. Yeah. So then my part-time job ended up being $1.99 for the week. And I also get income from Etsy and YouTube, but I don't include it in my weekly paycheck to paycheck budgets, just because the income there, is a business income, so I have to pay taxes on that. I have business expenses and whatnot, so it's not like I get the entire amount that I earn. And then B, if you guys can see a fruit fly flying around, I apologize, it's driving me crazy. But anyways, B is, it's variable. So, I mean, I might get $100 one week and $500 the next week. And so I like to budget using the income that I know is going to be the same every single week. So that's my full-time job and my part-time job. So those are the things that I use to budget all of my expenses and everything with. And then my Etsy and YouTube, after taxes are paid and business expenses and whatnot, I use the majority of that for debt snowball or savings and whatnot. Okay, so our total this week for income is going to be $736. And now I am taking less here with doing no gas, no money for groceries, and $40 less for spending, but it will help roll over to next Friday when my paycheck is significantly less than the $537 because of the unpaid time that I've had this past week for being gone. So that will help kind of cushion myself for next week and be a little more prepared than normal. Okay, so we will go ahead and figure out what, and I'm not even really, I'll put that this is going towards debt snowball, but really it's going towards debt snowball after, I kind of give myself cushion for next week. So my bills total, so I'm just going to total up all of these different categories. So we have $294.50 plus $86.25 plus $70 plus $50. So bills total for this week was $500.75. And then we're just going to drop down our income, which was $736. And again, I'm going to put to debt snowball, but it's actually also going towards next week's loss in income for this week, and then whatever is left after that will go towards debt snowball. Just so that I'm not so short next week, because I know what I make next week for this week is not going to cover all of my bills. So $235.25 is what I'm going to roll over to next week for that extra cushion to pay the bills, as well as whatever is left will go to debt snowball. So that is that. Also, these paycheck stickers, I also just made these and listed them in my Etsy shop. They're really cute. It's just paycheck 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That way you can, you don't have to purchase any kind of washi or anything. I think it looks cute just like that, and I just put a thin washi strip under there, but if you guys are interested, those are in my Etsy shop as well. And then I am going to set this aside, and we are going to get out my cash envelopes and money for this week. So here are my envelopes. I'm going to organize them quick here. So we'll do rent, gas, groceries, spending, car maintenance, kids, Christmas, and this one. Okay, so we got all those, and I'll just tell you guys, I sell these cash envelopes in my Etsy shop. There's these plus tons and tons more designs. You can get them personalized with different categories, or you can get it without personalization and you'll just get a blank label, which you can use I just use the Erin Condren wet erase markers to write in there, and then you can take a baby wipe and wipe it off. I do the same. I have trackers on the back of some of them. So the trackers, you can also just wipe these off with a baby wipe. So you can get them with or without the trackers, with or without the personalization. So those are on my Etsy shop as well, or in my Etsy shop, I should say. If you guys were interested, there's so many cute designs. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get started, and we're going to start with rent. So rent, as of last week, we had $150. So there is $150, and we're going to be adding in $50. So rent will be at $200. Get that in there. So then I just write the date, which actually today is the 29th, and we're adding in $50, and so that brings us to $200. So now I'll go ahead and pay that amount, and I'll just keep track. I use the tracker for when I'm putting money in as well as when I'm taking money out. So, and I normally only use these for my sinking funds and expenses and whatnot. So rent is done. Next we have gas. So gas is when I do not have a tracker on. Gas, groceries, and spending, those three envelopes go with me in my billfold, and I don't put trackers on those. I just put the receipts in here normally, and then track them in my expense tracker in here. So we're not doing anything for gas, as like I said, I just filled up yesterday on the way home, so that'll last me until Friday. And then, let's see here, let me get out my groceries. Okay, so like I said, I didn't get a chance to go grocery shopping last week, last Monday, because we went to the hospital that day, so I still have the $80 in here from last week, so 20, 40, 60, 80. So I'm just rolling that over into this week to put towards groceries rather than the debt snowball that I normally do. So that one, we can go grocery shopping tomorrow. Spending, there is nothing in here, and we're just going to do 20 for spending. That will get me through the week. And so next we are to sinking funds. So the first one is car maintenance. And then I do have trackers on the back of all these. So last week there was 30. So 10, 20, 30, and we are adding in 10. So car maintenance will now be at 40. So again, 929, adding in 10, which puts us at 40. Next is kids. Last week was at 60. 20, 40, 60, and we're adding in another 20. So kids will be at 80. Perfect. And that's good because my oldest son, he's actually the one that was just in the hospital. His birthday is next month, or November, almost next month. So, and he will be a teenager. He's turning 13. So that will come in handy to get him a present. Okay, so Christmas was at $280 last week. So we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 120, 140, 160, 182, 220, 240, 260, 280, and we're adding in another 20, so this envelope is going to be at 300. So that is exciting. It is getting up there. 300. Okay, and then the last one, I'm obviously not filling this week. Usually what I do is any leftover money that I have in my gas, groceries, and spending envelopes, I take out and I put into this debt snowball envelope. But obviously I'm rolling that over because of the situation that happened. So I'm not going to put anything in here, but we do have $122, so we'll just count, make sure that's still right. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 1, 110, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we do still have the $122 extra for the debt snowball. So since it's getting towards the end of the month, I will be adding this into my bank account and then applying that to whatever debt I am trying to pay off, which I will do a video on that. But that is my cash envelope stuffing video for today. I'm going to go ahead and put these 3 envelopes back in my billfold, and they will go with me, and then these ones I'll put back in my desk for when I need them or when I do another video next Friday. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed but you like what you saw, if you're still watching this video, go ahead and hit the subscription button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!